So greetings to one and all. Welcome to the Rolling Scope School in Poland. My name is Vadim. I'll be your host for today. Just a quick note, this webinar is being recorded, so you've been advised. If you are not agree with that, please disconnect yourself. We are going to talk about introduction to the Rolling Scope School. So I hope you have already joined the course and read the introduction pages. So now we will talk about the agenda. So we will start from introduction of the course and the Rolling Scopes overall and the Rolling Scopes community. We will check the schedule of the course. A part of that, we will get your first task. We will try to solve it. We will see how the education will be happening through the Rolling Scopes app. And at the end, you will have time to ask any questions you might have. So first of all, I would like to say that this course is not that easy. If you thought that we are going to teach you like in a couple of months to code in JavaScript, probably you are wrong, because everything depends on you in this case, and there is no easy paths, so you will have to learn and study hard to finish the course. That's what you have to be aware of. Let me introduce you the coordinators of this course. It's Hanna Protasevich and Vadim Yakushov. It's myself. So feel free to reach us out in case of any questions. By the way, we are using Discord and Telegram channels. You probably have seen this in the invitation to the webinar, but let me just quickly show you so you could start joining there if you haven't joined yet. So if you go to the Rolling Scopes rs.school/Poland, you will see the description of the program, but what you are looking for are these two links, which you can click and join the channels for communication and ask questions later. By the way, a lot of questions have already been answered, and that's why before asking questions, it probably makes sense to use the search and check the questions. Let me also show you our beautiful international team of mentors and lectors. Actually, there are plenty more of them, but these people are mostly based in Poland, and you will have also possibility to see them in person. Of course, if we wouldn't be all locked down due to coronavirus situation. So the Rolling Scopes School is a great initiative. It's a community-driven courses conducted by the Rolling Scopes community. The school started quite some time ago in 2013, and since then there were multiple programs run. We'll share more statistics later, but in general, this is we're really proud to for the school to grow that far, and also proud for a first launch in Poland, because we believe that education should be free for all. We are not going to charge any money from you. Our team and lectors and mentors will also work for free to deliver you the high quality knowledge. So why is it free? It's because we really believe that people should be able to get education regardless of their age or abilities, or whether these are financial or anything else. So we really hope that after finishing this course with success, getting your first job, you'll be able to integrate back with our community and also share knowledge with new students, new generations of students. That's why you probably wouldn't be surprised if your mentors will appear previous graduates from the course. And we hope to expand even further. As I said, we are open to everyone. That's why you don't have to really ask questions about your age or sex or gender or whatever, like, can I participate or can I not? No, you can. It just requires efforts from your side. So regarding the culture of ours, yes, this is also a very important topic because we are all quite experienced engineers when it comes to mentors and lecturers. We work in different companies, and basically also a lot of us have passed this school ourselves, gained knowledge and started sharing it with each other. So this is the core of the course. I would like to also mention that during the course you will start from the very beginning, and also I will show you that later in the schedule, but also during the course you will have a number of interviews which will help you to mature, and after the successful graduation to pass interviews without any fears. So we will talk about that a bit later. We really promote so-called running scopes activists, so each of you can become such an activist. So we encourage students to help each other. As I said, you have already got plenty of questions answered in the communication channels of ours. That's why we really encourage you to also share your gained knowledge with your colleague students, with your groups, or within that. We encourage also you to meet in person and maybe in your location discuss different tasks and things you're facing. What is important also to note, for example, in the Discord, you can see that there are different channels, and for example, for the first task, you will see the channel where you can also ask the questions related to this or the other particular task. We'll cover this later. Let me quickly show you some statistics of 2019 of the Running Scope School. You can see the number of people who applied for the course. It goes up to 4,000 and half. This is a lot of people, you might imagine. We conducted around like 2,000 and half interviews, 1,000 interviews in different locations. Almost 1,000 people finished the course and were trained by more than 300 mentors. And just as a quick summary from one location, basically there were more than 130 people hired by EPAM Minsk. And not to mention other locations such as Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, several cities in Belarus, several cities in Russia and Ukraine as well. So now we are happy to reach Poland and share our knowledge with Polish locations. So also I would like to share with you the results of the Running Scopes community. Quick summary, we held more than 35 meetups and workshops in several cities. We organized the RSConf. It's a huge community conference connected, like related to JavaScript front-end, mobile and design competencies. This was quite a big conference with top-class speakers from all over the world, from companies like Google and other, and it hosted more than 1,000 people. Also, we are proud to organize so-called JavaScript Developer Day, and it was held in 24 locations. Also, of course, our school wouldn't be that successful without our partners, so we really give thanks for EPAM and GitHub for providing us help. So GitHub provides free private repositories for you, which you will get soon in order for you to learn how the Git works, how GitHub works, how GitHub Flow works, and many, many more. EPAM is helping us to give you jobs later and also to promote the course. I would like to also invite you to the EPAM Open Days at Krakow. Actually, I've been hosting this webinar a week ago, where we have already got dates for these Open Days, which will be held in Krakow and Gdańsk, but unfortunately right now everything is closed. Most of our engineers work from home, so looks like this won't happen. But anyway, maybe this will happen online. You will have the special invitation for the introduction of EPAM as a great place to start your career journey and continue. Just a few quick facts about EPAM. It started in '93. It's in IPO in New York Stock Exchange, and we have offices all around the world, basically on every continent. Also Australia, but I believe there is only sales office. Top 10 clients. You can see the world leading companies as Alphabet from Google, Expedia. So these services you use every day, and a lot of people from EPAM actually develop that. After the course, there is an employment possibility in two Polish locations, which are Kraków and Gdańsk. But of course, you should understand that this is not guaranteed to each of you. You'll have to work hard and then, of course, pass the recruitment process to the company in order to get the job offer. But we hope that you will be very well prepared for that. And again, we call for mentors and students. 5 days left until the registration is finished. And you are free to invite all of your friends, parents, maybe grandmothers or grandfathers, whoever applies to the course, anyone who is basically wants to get new knowledge related to JavaScript and frontend and maybe change their occupation and career. So I believe we can continue. You will have room for your questions a bit later. And let us get started from a very simple thing, which is creation of a GitHub account, because all work will be happening at GitHub, so that's why we have to register there first. So I believe you can all go there and register. I will just put some email address of mine, which I have, I believe something like that. So we quickly register. Oh, this shouldn't be. Okay. Oh, what should I do? Okay. Took me 5 seconds to rotate the dock, all right? Oh gosh, it's not that easy. I didn't know. Okay, so the first problem. Oh, I see. Okay, passwords. Okay, so I choose the free plan. Okay, great. I'm here. Get to verify it. And one thing. All right, so we are done with the GitHub account. That was easy, almost. Took me some time still. So what to do next? As I showed you, we have the Running Scopes app where all our education will take in place. So let's go there. I will copy this link to the chat so you can access it. So here we are signing up with our GitHub account. Okay. Great. So we were able to access the Running Scopes app. Now I want to register as a student because that's probably who you are. Let's try to do that. So here I have to pick up the course. Should be this Poland. It's interesting. Okay, I believe I will be able to join the course later, but you should see. Yeah.
Look at chat, please.
All right.
I provide course link. Yeah, this one.
Okay. Yeah. Please go by that link. Okay, so I'm registering. Okay, so finally I'm able to access the dashboard of the Running Scopes app. Now let's check our first homework. So I'll give you a few more minutes to finish these steps. While you're doing that, I would like to talk a bit about the schedule for this course. So we will start from the introduction, of course. We will learn basics of Git, and we will get our first task. So our first task will be connected to the CodeWars account, which I will show you later. Then, of course, we will try to learn our tools, which we'll be using through the whole course. So the first tool we will use will be the VS Code IDE, which is great solution and free for your coding exercises. By the way, you can also check the schedule yourself. I'm pasting it to the chat as well. It's very important for you to get this basic knowledge very well, because Git is essential for the whole of your work. I would also recommend you to use command line of Git through the course to learn how it works and understand how it operates better instead of using graphic UI. It's very important for you to understand how your IDE works, and maybe you would be a good idea to print shortcuts of IDE, put it in front of your eyes so you could see how to effectively solve your coding tasks. You will also find a lot of useful plugins available there. Then we will go to HTML and CSS. We will learn semantics, CSS3. We will learn about flex layouts. We will learn about grid. And as you can see here, we have the first interview. So there will be a couple of interviews through the course. The purpose of the interviews is for you to get more, let's say, practical knowledge of interviews, so you'll be able to practice more on the already learned topics before with your interviewer. And at the end of the course, we hope you will be able to basically pass interviews effectively, because you will have experience doing that. Also, what is important, you will have the task to create a CV for you, which is one of the first as well. Please pay attention to the dates of the webinars. As you can see, these white rows and cells are usually connected to the dates of the lectures we will be having on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 o'clock. You can also find the home tasks here, and you can find the lecture of these lectures. What is also important is to note that there is a drop-down for each task, so that's why you have to be in time. Otherwise, we will exclude you from the course. You will not be able to continue. All the lectures will be recorded, including this one. That's why don't afraid to miss any of the online webinars because of your personal reasons. This could be studies, work, or whatever else. Family, they will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, where you'll be able to check them later. Please remember that. But the most important thing is, of course, follow the deadline. So after the first interview, we will talk about, learn about JavaScript basics, the data types. We will learn basic operations we can do with JavaScript. And there you also can notice the Mentors Day in the schedule. So the Mentor Day is something where a mentor, it's like a webinar as we we are doing right now with you, but with the difference that there will be a real mentor on the call with you, and before this lecture, he will analyze your previous home task, find the most common mistakes, and then discuss those with you, and also maybe as a live coding or as a set of slides, we'll show you how to, in his personal opinion, efficiently resolve one or the other task. We will talk about DOM API and other features of JavaScript, including modules. We will learn the basic JavaScript builder, the most common nowadays, which is Webpack. We will talk about asynchronous operations and how basically the web operates through the HTTP protocol and other. And at the end, you will also get some basic knowledge of TypeScript, which is very important nowadays. It's a type-safe JavaScript, basically, created by Microsoft, an open source language. After that, also trying to answer your questions you might have, you will have a possibility to study a real JavaScript framework. This will be either React or Angular. Unfortunately, most likely you won't be able to choose the framework. This will be chosen for you based on our mentors' availability and other factors as demand on the market and the rest. In the end, we will have a quick, we will also learn the state management common to those frameworks. Also, we will cover accessibility at the end, which is a very important topic in web development. You should be aware of, and some design patterns as well. You will also have the exit interviews. All right, so we are done with the schedule. Okay, let's solve our first task. I believe you have already registered at the RS app. That's why, let me go back to the RS app. Okay, I don't want to log in. Yeah, so what I need to do, don't afraid, I have quite more options than you. Links here in the menu, but what is interesting for us, we will go to the Score tab. At the Score tab, I can see all the students, and I can see that this is probably not the Poland course. Yeah, I need Polish. Yeah, so one more time. Yeah, so now I can see students which are participating now with you in this course. So let me find myself. I should be there somewhere. Okay. I think this was my name. Yeah, here you go. I can see my name here. That means everything goes smooth. So here in this table, you can see a couple of tasks already available for you. Let's pick up the first one. Yeah, so I'm taking the code word stage 1, clicking it there, which goes to the GitHub page with the tasks description. All right, so we have the code word stage 1. That's why I want to go to the first link here. Mind, you will need to solve all of these exercises. So let's take the first one. So what you will need to do first is to basically register at the CodeWars, right? So for that, we are going to the codewars.com. I pasted it to the chat. Now I want to sign up. Okay. Probably I want to pick up the language I'm going to learn. That's why I'm going to pick JavaScript. And we have the first task to solve. Well, it's hard. Yeah, so let me try to solve it. I'll be quite expensive. Okay, should work. No, it doesn't. Let's try again. well, whatever.
It's applied, not
I
plus.
can just, okay, it's not a sum. Yeah, thank you. That's why we have to multiply. Wow, it works. Okay, so now I have to enter the data, but I'm not going to enter the data, and please pay special attention to that. I'm going to connect using my GitHub account, and it's important for you not to mess things a bit on the later stages. That's why, again, I'm using single authentication through the auth protocol. That's why I'm authorizing CodeWars to be able to access my GitHub account. Okay, great. GitHub successful link. That's cool. Now I can log in through the GitHub. But first I need to enter my email. Okay. I think I had this one. Well, cool. So we have just registered to CodeWars again. So let's go back and pick up our first task. So you remember we go to the score first. We click the CodeWars stage 1. From there we have our first task. Okay, so we can see that we need to create a function which will reverse a string, as you can see here on the example. So on the right top hand I have train. So I'm going to press that, and here I have the place where I can basically write my solution. All right, so in order to reverse the string, what we have to do? Probably we need to first, well, the most easiest way to do that is to first use the split method on the string. With the quotes, this will give us an array of the string, is separated by each word. Then I can use array methods on top of that, because split method returned me a new array. I'm going to reverse these strings. It's a reverse method from the string prototype, array prototype. And now I have to only convert this back to the string, this array. Okay, so I'm going to use join also with the empty string. And let me try to run it. So I have test button here and I have atoms. So to test, you can quickly test and see whether tests are passing for your exercise or not. And here you can press the attempt if you're done. Okay, so I solved my first task. That's great. What do I have to do next? Now I have to return back to the running scopes app.
You should click submit.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you, because otherwise I wouldn't have noticed. Yeah, indeed. After the attempt, we also have to submit. Please remember that. Wow, great. I submitted my first task. All right. So now we have to return back to the running scopes app. And again, going back to the dashboard, you can see that I have to go to the score again. I see all students participating in this course. You can see some of them have already got a lot of points. Basically, they have solved even all available tasks, almost all. And again, you can pay attention to the schedule. You don't have to solve all the tasks at once. Every task has a deadline. So that's the most important thing for you now. So going back to the running scopes app, we want to check if our score has appeared here. Actually, it will not appear, and I will tell you why. So let me again check my name. All right, so I have 0 points, even though I submitted my first task. So what should I do? I should return back to the dashboard. And please note at the bottom here, I have auto test. It's very important for you to also note that, because a couple of home tasks in the beginning will be done through the auto test feature of the RS app. So at this stage, I have to pick up my task. This was Code Wars stage 1. And here I have to enter my Code Wars account. So if you used GitHub OAuth protocol in order to access the Code Wars, you will have the same name, basically login, as you have in the GitHub. But if not, you can always find it here in your account of Code Wars. So let me just copy that in order to avoid mistakes. So I'm copying that, and here I'm clicking submit. Great. I'm almost done. But the only important thing you should know about that is that this score is actually being refreshed every 5 minutes. That's why we will have to wait 5 minutes at least, for a maximum of 5 minutes for our first points to appear. There were a lot of questions regarding whether you should solve all the tasks at once from this stage, or only one by one and then submit. In Autotest, it actually doesn't really matter, because you can either submit them one by one, or you can solve them all and then submit to Autotest. But after solving new tasks, of course, you will have to use Autotest again to let our app know that you actually submitted the changes. All right, so, and we have the date here. I will try to find if any one of you has already registered and also submitted this task. Okay, well, it's actually it seems like nobody has registered with me yet and joined. Well, then we won't be checking that. But what I want to check is my score. So let's try to check if it has already been added or not. Well, I can see that actually there is a change. I have 2 points, but in total I have 0. And that happens only because I haven't waited long enough. That's why I have to wait a few more minutes. All right, so this was practically all from my side, and now you have chance to ask any questions. I would kindly ask you to use either the Teams channel of our meeting for your questions, or Telegram channel, or Discord channel where we have questions. So, do you have any questions? It means that either I told you everything you had to know, or I was a really bad presenter and nobody actually involved. RSConf 2020. It's a good question. It's still in the planning phase. We can't disclose this information, because otherwise we may be wrong. And also, due to the situation in the world, looks like everything will have to be actually postponed or canceled. The deadline is close. Well, these tasks can be solved in a couple of hours. So, yeah, it is closed, but we prolonged the registration for 2 weeks, and because we were going to close at 5th of March, and basically the registration was prolonged. So that's why this deadline is quite okay as for me. So you have 5 days to solve this task. So shall I use Telegram or Discord or both? No, it's totally up to you. You can use one or the other, which serves you better. Discord is a bit more useful because you have the mentors available. You will see the roles in the chat. You will be able to have separated channels for the home tasks and also some materials. And in general, it's a bit more advanced. While Telegram is just a messenger where you have text, right? Again, please, if you have any question related to the schedule or you have the questions related to the particular tasks, right, over here, first, please try to search for your question in the chat because most likely it has already been answered. I would like to also add a couple more words about Rolling Scopes activists, which I've shown you before. It's very important because if you really want to achieve results and successfully pass the course and you are full of enthusiasm and you're willing and able basically to learn, then it's a very good exercise for you to actually help others. If you have already solved your tasks, also if you will be gaining the highest scores on the course, basically, let me check, by the way, if my score has already appeared or not. Okay, I'm going to search for my name. Yeah, you see, I have 2 points. Great, amazing. So that's how it works in the beginning. And now I would like to show you the most active and great students. You can see that some guys are having actually already a lot of the points. And why it's important for you to get the more points, the better, because first you will be, you might have a chance to be in a privileged group of students, which we call fast track. So education will happen faster and there will be more involvement from mentor side. That's why it's important. Also at the end, of course, the students with the higher grades have more chances to get their first job offer. Also, I've forgotten to tell you an important thing, that it's not an online course. It's not a web, like just, you know, some online webinar where you just watch the lectures and do the homeworks. What is different is that we have mentors, and these mentors will help you during your education and will help you solve your tasks, and they will review your code in your pull requests in GitHub. And this is why our course is unique, because you will always have somebody who can help you. Also, you will not have, each of you will not have a personal mentor because it's impossible to provide for, let's check how many people we have now. So yeah, at the moment there are 192 persons registered to this course. So you might imagine that it's impossible to provide 192 mentors or use one mentor for 200 people. That's why our mentors will have their own students group, which will make it possible for you to have your separate calls with your mentor, and he will be directly guiding you and helping you through the course, in particular helping to solve better your homeworks and tasks. Is Core.js also a home task? Yes, Core.js is basically a core of JavaScript, a set of interfaces and APIs, quite a huge one. But in our case, indeed, this is a home task name, which is connected to the core of JavaScript. One more question. So basically, it doesn't matter if Code Wars 1 stage is a target till 17 points. Students with more points will be privileged for the next stages. No, everyone will be able to continue the course, but I'm just saying that it's important, first of all, to do your homeworks in time, because otherwise you will be excluded from the course. Second, the more points you get, it's obvious the more attention you will get from our side as a good student, you know, as it happens in every school or university. But you will not be excluded from the course because of the if you will follow and solve the task homeworks, nobody will exclude you after any interviews. Okay, let me check other channels for questions. All right, looks like we don't have any questions left. So I'm really happy to meet you in the Rolling Scope School. I wish you best of luck with this course. It will be hard, but it's worth it. So if you have still got any questions, please feel free to ask these questions in the channels which I shared with you. And have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.